Is the AR the ultimate SHTF rifle? Well, undoubtedly, in the US, the AR is one of the most common rifles available. I mean, you have so many configurations, you have so many aftermarket parts. The 5.56 and the 223 really available. When it comes to center fire, I think it is the cheapest ammo up there. Center fire, that is. Ring fire, the 22. We're not talking about the 22. We're talking about the AR in center fire. So, is it the ultimate SHTF rifle? I don't know. Let's talk about that because there's always a lot of hype behind the AR-15. And for full disclosure, I have a whole bunch of them, both AR-15, AR-10s. I have a whole bunch of them, and I truly do enjoy shooting them. In fact, it costs me less to shoot an AR-15 than what it cost me to shoot my old Marlin 336 because the ammo is cheaper. But is it? Is it the ultimate prepper rifle? I want you to consider how many times you have gone to the range and you have had a malfunction with an AR-15. Any malfunction whatsoever. Put it down in the comment section below. Versus if you take any other rifle, let's say a M1A or a Garand or a lever action or a bow action. When you put them together, AR-15 versus the rest, because we had to do it that way because there's so much hype that if you don't have an AR-15, you excommunicado from the prepper community because that's it. That's the gold standard. If you don't have an AR-15 for SHTF, that's it. You're gonna die. That's what they say. I disagree with that 100%. I don't think they know what they're saying when they're saying that. I think the AR-15 is a good platform, is widely available, but it is not, in my opinion, the ultimate rifle. Because when I use it, I often get a malfunction. 1, 2, maybe 3, depending on what ammo I'm shooting. Some are kind of finicky when it comes to ammunition. Some I have to adjust the gas because the ammo. Do you see what I'm saying? So when you get all of that into consideration, it's like, okay, so are you what I need when an SHTF? Or better yet, are you what I need as a tool that I'm going to put my life based on your performance? Let me throw it like that. Would you 100% put your life on the line for an AR-15? I would say this, and I'm being honest with you. And again, I have a whole bunch. I personally would not. I'm just gonna say it like that. I use them. I train with them. I know the benefits of them. Cheap ammunition, parts. Really good when it comes to customization. And you can find parts and aftermarket stuff everywhere. Really good on that. Really light recoil. Really light recoil. Accuracy, really nice. Really good. But it has areas where there's deficiencies. It has areas that I need them to perform one after the next, after the next, after the next, regardless of weather, regardless of what's going on, regardless of ammunition. I need to be able to put in there a round that I reloaded, a round that I got for cheap at Walmart, a round that I got expensive at Sportsman, a round that it was gifted to me. I need to all of those be in the same magazine and just send it without any issues. That is never the case, unfortunately. Maybe you have one that you put together and it is the unicorn. Mines. None of the AR-15 that I have, none of the AR-10s that I have, if I do that, work flawlessly. They just don't. It is what it is. When they get dirty, they don't like the dirt too much. That's why a lot of times I have said in here, well, if you're going to be in a dirty environment, you know, like the M1A may be a better choice for you because they tolerate that a lot more, in my experience. If yours is different, put it down in the comment section below. I'm just sharing my experiences. That's it. That's it. So, is it the AR-15 the ultimate SHTF rifle? I think it is a very good rifle. Very good. And I think the pros are a lot more than the cons. But don't ignore the cons either. Because if for you doesn't work, it just doesn't work. If for you it works something else, let's say that for you just don't feel comfortable because it have too many moving parts and you feel more comfortable with the double barrel shotgun, I would say that is your SHTF rifle. If you don't feel comfortable with that semi-auto because you put 5 different rounds in there from different brands and, you know, different origins, and you don't feel comfortable because you know that there's going to be a malfunction involved, and you like a lever action that you can throw in there I don't know, let's say that you talking about a Winchester 92, that you can throw in there 357, you can throw in there 38, you can reload it. It's like you can throw whatever, and if it doesn't go bang, you just rack it and throw it out. Or I don't know, a bow action, same deal, doesn't move and keep on going. You get what I'm saying? I'm telling you all this because I don't want you to just think about one platform and that is it. It is common, it is popular, it is cheap, it is available everywhere, but it's not perfect. It is not perfect. And if you hear folks saying it is the perfect SHTF rifle, that person is lying to you. It is a good rifle, but it's not perfect. There is not a single tool that is perfect. Not a single one up there. Not one. I don't know. Maybe you think different. To me, it all depends on your environment. It all depends on what you're doing. You got to see what is it you're going to be using it for. I won't be using an AR-15 here in Alaska for hunting. I have used AR-10s, but the AR-10 tends to be heavy too. And in heavy brush, I don't even take it. I don't take it because I have scopes on it. And at 15, 20 feet, it is harder to find the target with the scope than what it is to find it with an iron sight. So, depends on your location. If you're on a heavy brush, quite frankly, the benefit of the AR-15 just goes off the window significantly. I mean, you can have iron sight, but that 22 caliber, you know, it's gonna go different locations once they hit a little branch. So you need something with a heft to it. You get what I'm saying? Again, think about what you're gonna be using it for. If it's just for the range, if it's, you know, for your property, longer range, your animals are not that big, sure. SHTF, I'm not saying that it's not going to be a good rifle. I'm just saying that it does have limitations too. And a lot of folks, I would say, well, when you take 300 or 400 yard shots, my friend, let me ask you this. How many of those people have grabbed you by your hand, took you to the range, put you right next to them, and then shot a full magazine at 300 yards and they hit the target? How many of them has shown you that? Not many. It is not the same shooting at a shooting range that in the field. It is not the same. Those targets are not moving. Your heart is not pumping. You know, let me tell you a little story so you guys can understand this. Mrs. D was draw a cow tag for a hunt, meaning that she was able to get a cow. Mrs. D told me that it was the worst experience of her life. She felt that her heart was coming out of her head. She heard her heart on her ears, the pumping, or guys know what I'm saying. And she's like, how do you do this? Because it was not the same when we went to the range than what is here. And I said, well, sweetie, it takes practice. It is not the same to shoot at the range when you're sitting down, comfortable, when you have your thermostat right next to you, when you have your coffee right next to you, when you're just having a good time. When you're in the field, mosquitoes all over you, gnats all over you, you're sweaty, you're cranky because you're tired, you're hungry, you probably had to poop, but you don't want to go in the woods because if you miss that moose, you're going to get really pissed. It is not the same. You get what I'm saying? I'm trying to give you real life examples how things are. And you telling me that you're going to grab your AR-15 because all of that training that you had done in a controlled environment, aka a range, is going to transfer to the field where you have zero control of anything, and there the AR-15 is going to pick up the slack that you lack. You tell me down in the comment section below. With that being said, I hope you have a great one, and I hope to see you in the next one.